All right, so this is area of regular polygons day 2. It's straightforward practice just to make sure you're grasping it. All right, so this one says find the area of the regular octagon with the perimeter of 96 centimeters, round to the nearest tenth. So first thing I'm going to do is write down my formula. Area equals 1/2 apothem times perimeter. Area equals 1/2, and then I say, was I given the apothem? No, so I'm going to leave a space for it. Remember, I like to leave that space pretty big. And then, was I given the perimeter? Yes, the perimeter is 96 centimeters. I'm just going to put 96 in there. All right, so that means that I need to find the apothem. So in my diagram, I'm going to draw the apothem straight down to the middle of the side here. That's apothem. It makes a right angle, and it cuts these two pieces into two congruent parts. And then I'm going to draw on the radius. All right, so now I'm going to also fill in other information, which includes finding this angle, and then either was I given the radius or this. I was given one of them, okay, if I'm looking for the apothem. All right, I'm going to start with, was I given the radius? No. So that means that I have to have this, okay, and I have to figure out what it is. So if you look, the perimeter is 96, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sides because it's an octagon. So I'm going to do 96 divided by 8. 96 divided by 8, I'm just using my calculator off to the side here, 12. So I know each side is 12 centimeters. Okay, so all of my sides are 12 centimeters. But this piece right here is not 12 centimeters. This piece is half of that. So this piece right here is 6 centimeters. All right, next I'm going to find this teeny tiny angle right here. So that angle, I'm going to do 360 divided by the number of sides, which was 8, divided by 2. So 360 divided by 8 is 45. 45 divided by 2 is 22.5 degrees. So this angle right here is 22.5. If you find that it's squished, remember you can always draw a much bigger triangle off to the side. I do like to do that. It is not mandatory. I know this is 6. I know this is my apothem, and I know this is 22.5. Okay? All right, SOHCAHTOA to figure out what A is. So here is my angle. This is opposite, and this is adjacent. So I say, which trig function uses O and A? So I look, here's SOHCAHTOA right here. O and A is used by tangent. So I'm going to say tangent of my angle, which is 22.5 degrees, is equal to opposite, which is 6, over adjacent, which is A. Now I need to solve for A. So I'm going to cross multiply. I'm going to put this over 1. A times tangent of 22.5 is equal to 1 times 6, which is 6. And then I have to get A by itself. So I'm going to divide both sides by tangent of 22.5. Divide by tangent of 22.5. This cancels, and I have A equals this. All right, this is what A is equal to. I'm not going to put it in my calculator right now. Instead, I'm going to say A is equal to 6 over tangent of 22.5. And I'm going to say, okay, was I looking for the apothem A? Yes. So this is going to go right inside there. 6 over tan 22.5. All right, now I'm going to type this in my calculator. Remember, if you're just opening up your Calculate 84 app, you're going to have to make sure that it's still in degree mode. I just did a few problems in it, so mine's still in degree mode. So I'm going to do 0.5. Or you can do 1/2 in parentheses, remember. Parentheses, 6 divided by tangent of 22.5. Close the parentheses, close the parentheses. Parentheses 96, close the parentheses. And there's my answer. So I get areas equal to 695.3. Oops, I wrote that wrong. 695.3. And then I just need my unit, which is centimeters, and squared. And there's my answer. All right, let's try another one here. Find the area of the regular octagon with apothem of 10 centimeters. So I'm going to write down my formula. Area equals 1/2 apothem times perimeter. So I start the same way. I put down area equals 1/2, and I said, was I given the apothem? I was. The apothem is 10 centimeters. Was I given the perimeter? No, so I'm going to leave a big space for that. All right, now I'm going to go to my diagram to help me find perimeter. All right, so I'm going to draw the center of my octagon. Then I'm going to draw in my apothem. Here's my right angle. And I'm not going to put A on my apothem because I know my apothem is 10, so I'm going to put 10 there. I'm going to draw in my radius. I'm going to say these two pieces are congruent. And I'm going to say, okay, was I given my radius? No. Do I need it? No, I need this little piece right here. If I can figure out what this little piece is, I can figure out the perimeter is. So that's going to be my unknown. That is going to be X. All right, now I need to find this teeny tiny angle right here. So I'm going to do 360 divided by the number of sides, which is an octagon, so 8, divided by 2, which from above we know is 22.5 degrees. So this angle right here is 22.5. If you would like to draw it separately, you can't. This one doesn't look too messy, so I'm going to leave it the way it is. I'm going to say, here's my angle. This is adjacent. This is opposite. So I'm using tangent again. So I'm going to do tangent of 22.5 is equal to opposite, which is X, over adjacent, which is 10. I need to put my trig function over 1 so I can cross multiply and solve. I have 1 times X, which is X, equals 10 times the tangent of 22.5, and that's what X is. Most common mistake people will make is they'll say take X and put it in here. X is not P, right? X is this little piece right here. So how am I going to get the perimeter? I'm going to start off by getting the side. And how am I going to get the side? By multiplying by 2. So multiplying by 2, all that I have to do is multiply this number by 2. So I get 20 tangent of 22.5. That's the side length. But now I need P, the perimeter. How am I going to get the perimeter? How many sides are there? There's 8 sides. So now I have to multiply this number by 8, and I get 160 tangent of 22.5. So now, since this is P, I can take this and plug this in right here. 160 tangent of 22.5 degrees. Make sure that looks like 22.5 and not 225. All right, now I'm going to type this in my calculator. 0.5 parentheses, 10, close it, open a new one. 160 tangent of 22.5, close the parentheses, hit enter, and there's my area. Area equals 331 point, I'm rounding to the nearest tenth, so 4, and then this was in centimeters, so centimeters squared. All right, let's try one more, and then you can pause the video and try the last one on your own. Find the area of the regular hexagon below. Round your answer to the nearest tenth. So I'm going to do area equals 1/2 apothem times perimeter. Area equals 1/2. Was I given the apothem? No, it's not even drawn in, so no, I'll leave a space for it. Was I given the perimeter? Technically, there's no, the 14 is not the perimeter, but I can easily find the perimeter. It says it's a regular hexagon, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides, but I know that from the word hexagon. Each side is 16, so perimeter, I'm just going to get by doing 14. I said 16 and I meant 6, my bad. 14 times 6. So my perimeter is 84 meters. So I'm going to put the 84 right here. Okay, so now I need to find the apothem. So I need to draw it in. So draw in the apothem. There's the center. Straight down is the apothem. I do not know it, so that's going to be A. I'm going to make my right angle here. These two pieces are congruent. I'm going to draw in my radius. Was I given my radius? No. Was I given this piece? Yes. How so? I know the whole thing is 14, the whole side. So half of that is 7 meters. Now I need to find this little angle right here. So I'm going to do 360 divided by the number of sides, which is 6, divided by 2. 360 divided by 6 is 60. 60 divided by 2 is 30 degrees. So this angle right here is 30 degrees. That's manageable. I don't feel like I need to redraw it. So I'm going to use SOHCAHTOA. There's my angle. This is opposite. This is adjacent. So I'm using tangent. Tangent of 30 degrees is equal to opposite, which is 7, over adjacent, which is A. I'm going to cross multiply to solve for A. I have A times the tangent of 30 is equal to 1 times 7, which is 7. I still need to get A by itself, so I'm going to divide both sides by tangent of 30. And remember, I'm not writing a decimal for this. I'm going to say A is equal to 7 over tangent of 30. Now I ask myself, do I need A? Yes. So this is going right in here. So 7 over tangent of 30. And now I can put that in my calculator. So I'm going to do 0.5 parentheses, 7 divided by tangent of 30, close the parentheses, parentheses 84, close the parentheses, and enter. And I get the area of this hexagon is 509.2 meters squared. All right, so why don't you pause the video and try this one on your own, come back and see how you did. All right, let's see how you did. Area is, if you want to fast forward to the end to see the answer, go for it. Area equals 1/2 apothem times perimeter. Area is equal to 1/2. Was I given the apothem? Nope, so I'm going to leave a space for it. Was I given the perimeter? Yes, it says the perimeter is 20. All right, so I need the apothem. That means I need to draw it in. So I'm going to draw in my apothem. Here's my right angle. I don't have it, so I'm going to call it A. Draw in my radius. Draw in my 2 congruent pieces right here. All right, so remember, I was not given my radius, but I was given the perimeter is 20. So I know that these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides add up to 20. So if I do 20 divided by 5, I know each side is 4 inches. So this is 4 inches, this is 4 inches, but I'm not labeling this piece 4 inches, I'm labeling it 2 because it's half of it. All right, now I need that little angle right there, so I'm going to do 360 divided by the number of sides divided by 2. 360 divided by 5 is 72, and then 72 divided by 2 is 36. So 36 degrees. All right, 36 degrees. Okay, so now I need to find A. So here's my angle, here's my angle. This is adjacent, this is opposite. So I'm doing tangent. Tangent of 36 degrees is equal to opposite, which is 2, over adjacent, which is A. I'm going to put my trig function over 1 and cross multiply. I have A times the tangent of 36 degrees is equal to 2. And now to get A by itself, I'm going to divide both sides by tangent of 36 degrees. So I get A is equal to 2 over tangent of 36 degrees. Do I need A? Sure do. So I'm going to put it in my equation. And then I'll put it in my calculator. 0.5, parentheses, 2 divided by tangent 36, close the parentheses, parentheses 20, close the parentheses, enter, round to the nearest tenth, and I have 27.5. My units is inches squared. Okay. All right, the rest of this is just mixed practice. It's not regular polygons. The next one we have is a trapezoid. Find the area of the trapezoid. So first thing I want to do is I want to write down my formula, which is area equals 1/2 base 1 plus base 2 times height. All right, and it's base 1 plus base 2 are added before you multiply them. All right, so I'm going to look and I'm going to say area equals 1/2. I need base 1 and base 2. Okay, so remember your bases are your parallel pieces. So I know that this piece right here is one of my bases. That's 14. But base 2, I don't have it figured out yet. Okay, so I'm going to leave it blank for a second because it's not here, right? Then I'm going to say, all right, do I have my height? My height is perpendicular to my bases. So this is my height right here. It is 8. So I need to find base 2. Right? So let's figure that out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw in a height here also. There's a right angle right there. I'm going to say, do I know how long this piece is? 14. Okay. Do I know how long this piece is? No. So that's going to be my x. Now, if you look, this is on a right triangle. So now I say, okay, well, I have, this is x. The hypotenuse is 10. Do I know that height right there? And I do. It's 8. So I can use Pythagorean Theorem to figure out what x is. I'm going to do x squared plus 8 squared is equal to 10 squared. X squared plus 64 is equal to 100. Subtract 64 from both sides. I have x squared is equal to 36, and then square to solve. Remember, it's a length, so it's only positive. So this is 6 meters. So I can erase this x here. I can put x equals 6 meters. And now I know base 2. Base 2 is going to be equal to 14 plus 6, which is 20 meters. So I can plug in a 20 right here. Now I can put that in my calculator, 0.5. Oops, clear. 0.5 parentheses, 14 plus 20. Close parentheses, open parentheses, times 8. Enter. And I get the area is 136 meters squared. All right, last one. It says draw and label a triangle that would have the same area as the parallelogram. Okay, so I'm going to start already. I'm going to draw a triangle. Okay. All right, so there's my triangle, but I need to label it, obviously. So it says draw and label a triangle that have the same area. So let's find the area of this parallelogram. Area is equal to base times height. Area equals. I need the base and the height. Remember, the base and the height are perpendicular. So here's my height, here is my base, or here is my base. It's the same, right? 10, 10. So I do have my base, it's 10. Oops, that doesn't look like a 10. I do have my height, it's a 6. So the area of this parallelogram is 60 centimeters squared. So I want a triangle that has an area of 60. So my formula for area of a triangle is 1/2. I shouldn't put 60 equals right away. Area equals 1/2 base times height. I know that I want the area to be 60 equals 1/2 base times height. So I have to know two numbers that I can fill in for base and height, that when I multiply that by 1/2, I get 60. Another way of thinking about it is that you can multiply both sides by 2 to get rid of the 1/2. So now you have 120 equals base times height. So I just need two numbers that multiply to give me 120. Any two numbers. I think 12 and 10 work out nicely personally. So I'm going to draw that on my triangle. I want a base of 12. So I'll draw my base being 12 centimeters. And then my height, which is not drawn in, so I'll draw it in perpendicular, is 10 centimeters. So what has to be true is that these two numbers have to multiply to give me 120. So if those two numbers on yours multiply to give you 120, it worked. All right, that's it.